Hey everyone, welcome to the Except channel. Today I have a comparison video between two Octopus Soprano Ukuleles. We have the painted version, this one happens to have the octopus on it, and the natural version. They're both Academy models, so they both sell for $45 here in the US. You can find them on Amazon and panyard.com. I do have to mention Panyard did send these to me for review purposes, so as such, this video is also marked as a paid sponsored video. Even though I'm not paid to make the video, I always mark it that way so you know that I'm reviewing something that has been sent to me for free. So what we're going to do is just compare these two. I'm going to play a little bit on them and I'll talk about the differences, which are really pretty minor. So following the reviews, I started with the painted one, so let's begin there, and I'll just play a couple songs back and forth. Here is the Snowdon Symphony by Mark Pugh. He owns Stone's Music in the UK, which carries and is a distributor for a number of brands in the UK, but he also has some of his own Jumping Cow items and some other things. So really good guy, but he wrote this a few years ago, and I always use this as a demo. Here we go. All right, let's get into the natural. A little for Elise. All right, on to the natural. And then I have my uke stuff song, which is what I use to end all my reviews. My finger in the wrong spot at the end. All right, natural. Before I do anything else, let's open up Tonal Energy Tuner here and let you hear the difference between the open chord, C chord, on both instruments and what happens. Here we go. One more time. Now the natural. In summary, I think the natural sounds more open. Ironically, it didn't resonate as long with Tonal Energy Tuner, but you could see that the spectrum lights up farther with the harmonic energy that's happening. So I would say that for finger picking, for sure, the natural is more open, for sure. And the only other things I can see are like some cosmetic things. Now, ironically, the natural measured longer than the blue one, and I guess that's actually true. For some reason, it's just a touch longer. You would think that'd be exactly the same, but when I have the bottoms lined up with each other, it actually is a little bit longer on the top, and the brown one is a little less heavy than the painted model. But I'm not sure that changes because none of the other specs are different. It's the same scale length, same nut width. Everything else is pretty much basically the same. I think you're looking at agathis for the tone woods on both. So it's similar tone woods. Really, the main difference then becomes finish and the impact that a finish has on the sound of an instrument. And as a result, the blue one does not sound as open as the natural colored one. It's interesting to me. It's interesting. Now, is the blue one bad? The answer is no. It definitely sounds like a laminate tone of an entry-level ukulele. So does this one, but this one is slightly more open sounding. That's just fascinating to me, and it's kind of fun to be able to compare the two of them. The only other negatives that I would add with the blue one are that potentially it's going to chip with abuse and use, especially like in a school environment. And then the other one is just that the neck is painted all the way up to the top of the fretboard. And that's bad really for two things. I wish that it was only up to the top of the fretboard and you could just see your natural fretboard like this on the side. And the two reasons are, number one, because then you could have legitimate side position markers, not just painted ones like that. But other than that, you might get sharp fret ends over time. And I'm not saying that Octopus sends them bad or they're doing anything bad. That's not what I'm saying. But sharp fret ends can happen, especially where I live, with any brand, unless it's a plastic ukulele. So if it's a wood-based laminate or wood fretboard, you can get sharp fret ends. And if that happens, you're going to have to sand and file those fret ends. And in doing so, when the paint literally comes up onto the fret sides, like that, you can see the paint actually goes up to the end of the fret. You're going to chip the side of that fretboard, and that's going to chip the paint, and that's not going to look as nice. So that's just a purely cosmetic thing. There's also one little glitch on the bottom there, but that's not a big deal to me. At least they did paint the bottom. A lot of times you see like a fretboard that's painted and they forget to paint that. They did absolutely cover that. There's no overspray. It's not poorly done. That's a choice that I wish would have been made different. So that's really my comparison between the two. It's basically the same instrument, impacted mainly by finish. But again, the couple of things that I'd like to see improved on the blue one, also had a touch higher action on the blue one. But again, it's just literally just a touch, whereas the action was actually much lower and like ideal for playing on this one. So that's what you have there. So, you can't go wrong with either one for a $45 entry-level ukulele. You can buy either one of these with confidence. But if I had to buy for a school, I would probably go with that unless I was told that I had to have school colors, and then I'd try to choose one of the painted instruments. You can also get the blue one without the octopus on it. But the octopus is kind of a fun motto, and I do like the fact that it appears on the headstock. That doesn't bother me at all. I would play that all the time. And this may be one that I, keep around. It is a nice little sounding, nice playing soprano, as is this. This one, again, just has a couple things that I would change. This almost has nothing that I would change, although I probably would try different strings just to see what happened. So there's a quick comparison between the Octopus Academy painted sopranos and the natural sopranos. Thanks so much for joining for this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.